Hey, it's Eric and Aubrey from eDrum Center here, and
Hello.
we're gonna do something a little different today. We're gonna talk about some speakers, and we're gonna talk about more than one product. Basically, all the things that we sell speaker wise, compare and contrast the different models, and maybe drop some recommendations as what you might want to grab. We're gonna go ahead and start off with the lower price point of this, and we did do an unboxing video for this last year. Last year sometime.
Ago,
It's the NUX DA-30BT, which is just a 10-inch low frequency driver with a horn, a couple inputs, basic EQ. Does have built-in Bluetooth.
Yeah.
It's $199,
Mm-hmm.
so it's by far the least expensive speaker here. I think it's pretty good. I think. Does it sound near as good as these others? No. It sounds like a $199 speaker.
Yeah. But if you're just playing for, by yourself, it's good enough to play by yourself.
If you just want to hear your amp, if you just want to like play your drums and you don't have anything, you can hear them. Is it going to sound as good as like, some of these other speakers that are 3 times as expensive? No. But, it's pretty good for what it is.
Yeah.
And, we've been selling them. Haven't been any issues at them, seems like. So
yeah, we've had one set up here in the shop for a long time, and it's lasted. So
yeah. So the next one we're going to talk about is I think it's the newest one by far. Just came out not that long ago. Is the Alesis Strike Amp 12 Mark II. In fact, that was going to be this video, but like once we got it out and we had another speaker that was very similar, so we wanted to see what they sounded like compared, and it was like, well, let's just compare all of them.
Right.
So we kind of spent the last week doing that. It says it's 2,500 watts. I don't know if I believe that.
No.
But it's got pretty good power. It's it sounds decent. Definitely sounds better than the NUX. It's got a bigger low frequency driver, better bottom end, better high frequency driver, I think. Built-in Bluetooth, couple inputs. It's pretty good. And it's $399.
Yeah, for what it is, it's good. And, before we did a complete side-by-side test, we were both kind of like, oh, this is really good. Like, really, really good. Until we did it with the side-by-side with the EV.
And that's kind of where the next one comes in, which is the Electrovoice or EV going forward. We're just going to say EV. ZLX-12G2, which is still fairly, I think it was new right before we started selling EV in the spring. I think it's the same thing as their ZLX-12, but it has Bluetooth built in now. So we sat them side by side using the same electronic drum kit and Bluetooth.
Yeah.
We ran both just to kind of compare them. And at first we didn't notice that much of a difference, but then we did the Bluetooth test. The EV seemed to have better separation between the instruments, and it just sounded more like seemed like it was supposed to me than you two.
Yeah, because it was kind of funny at first because Eric had it hooked up and I was in my office, and hearing them side by side, I couldn't really tell much of a difference until I came out and was in front of them without all the walls. And I was like, oh, now I can very clearly tell the difference between the two.
I think it's the high frequencies.
Yeah.
And the highs and the mids just seem to be better on the EV.
Yeah.
More separation between the instruments, more clarity. It also has built-in DSP, a bunch of different kinds of settings, and it just seems like the better product. And it's $549, so it is more expensive than the Alesis by $150, but it definitely, you are getting more for what you're paying for there. So,
especially if you're using the Bluetooth function, when just playing the drums to it, it was very, both were very good, but the EV just seemed to be better having a whole mix go through it. Like when we were just listening to music, it was like, oh, the EV you didn't feel like muddy or anything.
Yeah.
It
was just a better sound quality. They also make a, which we didn't test out this time, but they make a 15-inch version of that as well. The low frequencies there are just going to be a little better. So if you're really wanting the low frequencies, check the 15-inch version out. I guess I'll go ahead and talk about the other EV stuff. So we have some of the EV makes some monitors that we use for the Thomas Lane Clinic, and we set them up behind Thomas which is actually at his suggestion, kind of pointing towards the audience. We also had 2 of these ZLX-12G2s and 2 of their 12-inch subs on the sides of him. It was really good sound. It was just amazing. I was really happy with it. I think everybody didn't like the sound of it. Even though those subs are only 12s, they definitely add a lot.
Right.
Especially with those 12-inch high frequency drive or the woofer on the ZLX-12G2. It has good bass, but it's not like a sub, obviously. So it just gives you that kind of in your chest kick, which you want for your kick drum and stuff. So we have those subs. We can pretty much get anything that Electrovoice EV makes. We're really happy to have them, like in the quality and everything so far. The next one is a little bit, I think they're probably the oldest, if not close to the oldest in the lineup. Roland PM-100 and PM-200. At this point, the PM-100 is a lot like the NUX DA-30BT, but it's a bit more money.
Yeah.
And doesn't have Bluetooth. It's also, I think, heavier, maybe not quite heavier, but it's definitely more expensive. The PM-200 is around the price of this Alesis Strike. Actually, it's more. I think it's more like the price of the EV.
Right.
It's $550, and it's heavier. Doesn't sound quite as good. Doesn't have Bluetooth built in. So these are just, I don't know, not on the competitive side of things right now. It's Roland, so it's great built.
Yeah.
But I don't think these others are, I don't think EV stuff's going to fall apart on you. They're a speaker company. So I definitely would maybe pass on these right now unless Roland really lowers the price on them. The next one is the Yamaha DBR. Well, just Yamaha stuff in general. We've been selling these forever, it seems like. They're pretty good. The DBR series is similar to the sound quality of the Strike and the NUX, but these don't have Bluetooth. They're a little older. They are comparable price-wise, for sure, but I don't think they're quite as powerful either.
Right.
So right now, I think that out of all the ones we've talked about, obviously our favorite is the EV.
Yeah.
It's the most expensive. But it's not expensive by much. I would absolutely own any of these. If I just had $199 to spend, that NUX is a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
If it was me, I would probably get the EV over the Alesis for just slightly more money. When I was at Rick's and in RMC, I sold tons of high-end speakers and I just appreciate that stuff. So the DSP built in is gives you presets like music, live. I think there's a voice one that's more like probably a bass roll off or something. So that stuff's really nice to have.
Yeah, I definitely like the EV the best, but I was genuinely surprised with the Alesis.
Yeah, Alesis is good.
I never heard that speaker, and when we opened it, we
became an Alesis dealer after the old one was already discontinued, basically. So I didn't really have any experience with that one, but this one's nice.
Yeah, for the price, it's good. But if you have the extra money, that EV just sounds so good. It's so clear.
Yeah. So that's it. We hope that this was useful for some folks. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We'll put links to all these products down in the description, and eDrumCenter.com is our website. If you don't know about us already, thanks for stopping by. Subscribe for more, and we'll talk to you guys next time.
See you later.